Welcome everybody to Outside the Box News and Views. I'm your host, Jim Pasilio. Our guests tonight are Mickey Paletta.
Jim, it's a pleasure being back.
And Kevin Kahler. Nice to see you again, Kevin and Mickey.
Yep.
You were in a court case in Lebanon County for a debt collection in front of Judge Christine R. Heck.
Yes, it was a alleged credit card case, and it came down to that I was served this in the mail. They said that I had a credit card debt, and I saw that I did not, and I had to go into court and defend myself and prove to them that I was innocent.
When you went into court now, what did you expect?
That would be a neutral judge to try this
fair
case.
Judge, right?
Yes.
Fair, right? Honest judge?
Definitely.
So what did you experience in court, Kevin?
Well, in a nutshell, it was the worst time I ever had in my whole life. And
The worst time ever?
Yes.
Why was it bad? When you went in there, that we all believed that our court system that was honest.
Yeah.
That we believed that the judges are 100% true, and they're going to listen to both sides, and then they're going to make a decision based upon what they heard from both sides, right? That's what you thought?
That's exactly right.
But tell us exactly what happened. Didn't the opposite happen?
Yes, very much so. The judge came into the court chambers and started off the court hearing, and she asked who I was. I gave my name, and at that point she asked, looked at the lawyer who was sitting next to me for the other side, and asked who he was.
What was his name?
Jason Arnold.
And where was he from? Do you have any idea?
I think in the Lebanon, Harrisburg area, but I'm not sure.
What happened next?
At that point, he right off started saying he had two pieces of evidence talking about the debt that Mr. Kahler had, and he went on for a few minutes, and at that point I said to the judge, Your Honor, I object to this because he keeps talking about this so-called alleged evidence he has, and nothing has even been entered into the courtroom as evidence, and that he would not be allowed to keep talking about that.
And what exactly did the judge say?
She didn't say anything, and right from there I went and asked her, I said, Your Honor, is this court governed by the PA rules of evidence? And at that point she sort of looked at me like, didn't know what I was saying, or maybe possible she thought, well, how would he come up, just a common citizen, knowing that? So she said to me, what did you say? Can you repeat the question?
Jim, right, imagine that.
Can you repeat the question?
No, wait a minute, guys. What was that you just said?
I said to her again, I said, is this court governed by the PA rules of evidence? And she said yes. She looked at the lawyer, and at that point the lawyer started to again talk about the rules of evidence that he wanted to bring in.
Stop right there. When did you first raise the rules of evidence? When the judge first walked in, did you bring that up at the same time that you raised the rules of Pennsylvania civil procedures?
Yes.
Did you do that?
Yes.
Okay. When you raised that issue, what did the judge do? Was she stunned that you asked that?
Yes, very much so. I thought it wasn't that she couldn't hear me, because I was only 6 feet from her, maybe 6 to 8 feet.
Mm-hmm. So why do you believe that she asked you all that, or was just absolutely stunned when she looked at you?
Well, just thinking I'm probably a common citizen, that she sees so many that most people, I would think, that go in a hearing haven't studied the rules of the court like I have, and I think that stunned her.
First of all, she is greatly surprised that he even showed up. Then this guy is sitting there that looks at the judge and says, is this court bound by the rules of Pennsylvania civil procedure? And is this court also bound by the rule of evidence? That this judge here must have thought that this is going to be a slam-bang case, is going to be over in 5 minutes, and all it's going to do is that the lawyer's going to get up and make his spiel, call for him to get on the stand, now that he's going to admit yes, 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 and then, boy, that's 5 minutes, and it's done.
So at that point, the lawyer kept on talking about the rules of evidence, and I said, Your Honor, I object to this, that he keeps bringing up about the evidence and nothing has been entered into court. And I object to this under Rule 319, that there is no plaintiff here, and that rule states if a defendant shows up, in so many words it says, if a defendant shows up and the plaintiff does not show up, which the plaintiff was not in the room next to the lawyer, then the judge must rule in favor of the defendant with prejudice.
Now, you get a summons. Make sure that you go to court. 95% of the consumers never show up for court, Kevin. So what they do is they get a judgment, then they go about their business, and the consumer now has a judgment on the record. And what I'm saying to you all is please go into court, and basically you have to deny everything because no bank can ever prove they actually lent money. Okay? So what they expected out of you is to get on the stand and you were going to say, yes, did you have a credit card? Yes, I did. But they're not used to people telling the truth. What we teach is that we teach to tell the truth. Do you know the difference between a lie and the truth?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you would have got on the stand that before you met us, and if somebody asked you specifically, did you have a credit card debt? The old way, what would you have said?
I would
right, this role play. Kevin, do you have a credit card with Chase Bank?
I would have said yes.
Right, he would have said yes.
Yep.
Okay, but I just ask you, do you know the differences between lying and telling the truth?
Yes.
You would have been lying. Okay, Jim, do you agree?
I agree.
You went into court and you believed that everything was going to be honest and fair, right?
Oh, yes.
But when you left that courtroom, what did you really think?
I couldn't believe that this happened in America.
How did it make you feel?
It was the worst experience I've ever had in my whole life.
Explain this now. The judge walked in, sat down on the bench, okay? And correct me if I'm wrong. The judge looked at the other side. Now he's the collector. And did she ask him to please identify himself and to give them a brief description of this case? Is that what happened?
Yep, she did.
Okay. Then the judge must have looked at you and said, that, who are you, sir?
Yep, I stated my name, Kevin Kahler.
Up until this point here, you believed yet that you were going to receive a fair trial, right?
Oh, definitely.
Then what happened next, Kevin?
The judge, Christine R. Heck, she immediately looked at the lawyer, and then he started off. First, he said he represented the asset acceptance, and that he had two pieces of documents stating from the bank, Chase Bank, that I owed so much money. He went on.
So who was the plaintiff in the case now? Who actually filed this complaint?
Asset acceptance.
And did you ever have a relationship with these people?
No, I never had a relationship as far as a loan with them.
And when you examined the complaint, that was there on an assignment form from Chase to assets?
Yes, on the paper from the courts, its asset was assigned it from Chase Bank.
But what did Chase do? Did Chase give assets on assignment where they said that we are assigning you this particular debt?
No, absolutely
no.
not.
Jim, can you believe this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I know how bad it is in there.